Hi friends, welcome to this edition of What's Poppin'. Today we're going to be talking about regulators. Now there's a lot of different regulators out there, but specifically we're going to go through 5 different types that'll meet your needs, from just a regular weekend party to someone who's a high-scale balloon decorator. We have a lot of different products that we're going to showcase today, so just follow along as we go through them one by one. Thanks. First type of regulator we're going to talk about today, friends, is the economy regulator. Now, economy regulator is basically just a tilt nipple. Now, when it actually attaches to the cylinder, it's going to be sitting horizontally. So the nice thing about this regulator is it's really inexpensive to purchase. It is a hand-tight regulator. I mean, you don't need a wrench or anything to screw, tighten it on the tank. It has an O-ring that seals the pressure, and also it has a really nice tilt nipple. One of the pros against this particular regulator is that because it sits horizontal from the actual cylinder itself, it makes it kind of weird to blow up the balloons, because you're going to be blowing the balloons up at a horizontal level as opposed to blowing them up vertically. So, but it's a nice regulator, really nice entry kind of regulator for people that are just getting started out or are going to be renting out equipment with their cylinders and they want an inexpensive valve that they can offer to their clients. Okay, second type of regulator we're going to be talking about today is what's called a deluxe regulator. Now, you'll notice the deluxe is a little bit different than the economy. A couple things notable about this particular regulator is the gauge. Now, the gauge is going to tell us what the pressure in the cylinder is, which is really nice, so that we don't have to guess or make an actual physical balloon count when we're actually using our cylinder. We can actually look at the gauge. It's going to tell us when we need to call our company for a refill. One of the other nice features about it has a cutter on the end here for the ribbon or string. It has a little razor in there to cut the ribbon or string. Nice little feature to have instead of having to worry about having scissors. Also has a tilt nipple. You notice a little bit different from the actual economy regulator is this tilt nipple sits vertically, which makes it very nice and easy to inflate the balloons because it's not pointed at a flat horizontal angle, which is really nice. This regulator also still has a hand tight and an O-ring that seals the pressure. So the hand tight, you don't have to have a wrench or anything like that to tighten it on the cylinder, which is kind of cool. And on the back side here, it has a little what's called a disc tying post. Now what this is this is for balloon tying discs. For those folks out there that don't really want to tie the balloons with their hands, you can purchase balloon tying disc and you use this post to actually use a clip to put over the neck of the balloon so you don't have to actually physically tie it with your fingers. Really nice valve to have. Recommend these a whole lot. Okay, the third type of regulator we're going to be talking about today is what's called the mylar tipped regulator. Now, you'll notice a little bit different than our deluxe regulator is this has 2 outlets. It has an outlet here for our mylar balloons and it has an outlet here for our latex balloons. Now, a couple notable things about this regulator: it still has a gauge to tell you what the pressure in the cylinder is, which is a nice feature. Also has a cutter that's on the end here for your ribbon or string. But it has this tilt nipple that's designed for the latex, so if you're using latex, you still have that tilt nipple there for latex. But the really neat feature about this particular regulator is what's called a self-regulating diaphragm. Now what this means is, as we blow up or inflate a mylar balloon, we put it on the tip here, once the mylar balloon is completely inflated, it will start to bleed off the pressure so we don't overinflate the mylar and pop the balloon. Because as most of us know, the mylar balloons tend to be way more expensive, much more expensive than our latex balloons, so we don't want to be popping mylars. So that self-regulating diaphragm is a nice feature to have. It is also a hand-tight regulator, so meaning that we don't have to have a wrench to secure this to our cylinder. We just tighten as hard as we can, and it's nice and solid. It has an O-ring to seal the pressure, so you don't have to worry about turning your tank on and off. Really, really cool little feature. So this is a kind of a design for more business use. So our flower shops out there, other balloon companies that are blowing up a lot of balloons, they'll need a mylar tip regulator. This is a really good style to have on hand. Okay, the fourth type of regulator we're going to be talking about today is what's called the deluxe super speed regulator. The super speed regulator is really designed for our balloon decorators out there, or folks who are going to be inflating quite a bit of balloons. You'll notice one of the main differences, this has 2 separate outlets here, so we can have 2 people working on this regulator at one time. Like our deluxe regulator and our mylar tipped regulator, this has a gauge to tell us what the pressure in the cylinder is. Real nice feature, so you don't have to guess how many balloons we can get out of our cylinder or when we need to call our vendor for a refill. Has cutters here for the ribbon or string, just like our deluxe and our mylar regulator as well. And it's also a hand tight. As we can see here, it's also a hand tight regulator, so what we can do is just thread it in our cylinder to get as tight as we can. It also has an O-ring that seals the pressure, so you don't have to worry about leaving your tank on. One of the nice features about this particular regulator is right here, this little dial. Now what this does is you can actually increase or decrease the amount of pressure that comes into this valve. So say for example, we're working with some people that are kind of new to balloons and they can't really handle a balloon being blown up that quickly. We can actually dial this pressure down a little bit, make it a little more convenient for them. And then for our experienced balloon decorators, we can actually crank this up all the way, and we can be inflating balloons 3, 4, 5 times as fast as a standard regulator, like from our economy or our deluxe class. Very cool valve. Like I said, very nice because you have multiple outlets here to actually use. You can have multiple people working on it. Very neat valve to have on hand for our balloon decorators out there. Okay, the fifth regulator in our line of different types of regulators that we carry here at It's a Gas is our 60/40 valve. Now the 60/40 valve is pretty unique in the sense that it actually will cut some of our helium costs by about 40%. So what we do is we actually will put our latex balloon on our push nipple here. As we push down, there's a little hole right here that will actually draw in about 40% air. So we're actually going to have a 60/40 split, 60% helium, 40% air. It's going to cut some of our helium costs because, as most of you know, there's been some challenges in the helium market in terms of supply, so we want to try to conserve helium as much as we possibly can. Now, 60/40 valve, this is pretty similar in a lot of ways to our deluxe regulator and our Marley regulator or our super speed regulator. It has a gauge here to tell us the pressure, so we don't have to worry about how many balloons we have to go, or we can at least let our vendor know when we're needing a refill. Also, it's a hand tight regulator, which is really nice, so you don't have to have a wrench to put this on your cylinder. Just get as tight as you can with your hand, you're good to go. Also has an O-ring that seals the pressure, so you don't have to worry about if you forget to turn your tank off or if you leave your tank on, the helium's not going to leak out. But a really, really nice piece of equipment to have in your bag of tricks. In closing, I just want to discuss a few things with the regulator line that It's a Gas offers. Every regulator that we carry includes a 1-year warranty from the manufacturer. Now, what does that mean for you? If you guys have any specific needs for warranty work, we're an authorized repair center for the manufacturer, so you can ship those things right back to us where you purchased them. We'll get them fixed out and shipped right back out to you quick. If you have any questions about the type of parts that we offer, just give us a call at 909-982-3301. We want you to know that you guys can purchase with confidence, and again, all our regulators come with a 1-year warranty, which makes it a really nice investment, and you know you're going to get some quality work out of it.